What is the history of physical evidence in law? Imagine a time when justice was often decided by trial by ordeal or combat, not facts. That was the early medieval period, before physical evidence played a role. Back then, courts relied on divine intervention or the outcome of a fight to determine guilt or innocence. Physical objects had little to no part in these trials because the focus was on spiritual judgment. As time went on, especially around the 12th and 13th centuries in England, the legal system started to change. Juries, made up of local men who knew the community, began to listen to evidence instead of personal knowledge. This shift meant that rules about what could be presented in court had to be created. Physical evidence, like weapons or stolen goods, started to be seen as important to support what witnesses said. By the 1500s, witness testimony became central to trials, but courts also began to recognize the value of tangible objects. They developed rules to decide if physical evidence was relevant, authentic, and reliable. This was the beginning of a more objective way to prove facts in court. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the rules of evidence became more formal. The United States created the Federal Rules of Evidence, which clearly laid out how physical evidence should be handled and admitted. Scientific advances, like fingerprinting and blood analysis, made physical evidence even more trustworthy. These new techniques allowed courts to examine objects more carefully and with greater confidence. Today, physical evidence helps courts verify witness accounts, establish timelines, identify suspects, and piece together what happened. Courts keep physical evidence safe during trials, making sure it stays unaltered. The chain of custody, or the record of who handled the evidence, is vital to keep it credible and usable in court. Overall, the history of physical evidence shows a move from reliance on rituals and divine judgment to a focus on facts and science. Physical objects now serve as key tools to help courts reach fair and accurate decisions.